Imagine a normal day. The sun is out, you're on your way to work, or maybe just grabbing coffee. Then a sudden, blinding flash on the horizon. A light so bright it erases the world. For those who survive the initial blast, the real test has just begun. Because what comes next isn't a mushroom cloud of fire, but a quiet, creeping cold. An artificial winter that could last for a decade. This isn't a movie script. This is the mathematical reality of a nuclear winter. And the question is, how long could you actually survive it? Within days, the world would change. Massive firestorms from incinerated cities would pump millions of tons of black soot into the stratosphere. This thick, dark cloud would wrap around the planet, blocking the sun. Studies predict that in the northern hemisphere, where most conflicts would likely occur, up to 70% of sunlight would be gone. Temperatures would plummet.
Not by a few degrees, but by as much as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Within weeks, the planet would be plunged into a deep, unrelenting freeze. The first domino to fall would be our food. Without sunlight, photosynthesis grinds to a halt. Fields of wheat, corn, and rice would wither and die in the new, frigid darkness. Global agriculture would simply stop. Mathematical models predict a catastrophic decline. Global corn production, for example, could drop by over 80%. Fisheries would collapse as ocean temperatures fall and marine food chains break. With food production gone, our existing supplies would disappear almost overnight. The math here is terrifyingly simple. It's estimated that within just 2 years, up to 5 billion people could perish. Not from the bombs, but from starvation. But the cold and the hunger are not the only killers. There's the invisible threat: radiation. Radioactive fallout would contaminate the land, the water, and the air for years, causing acute sickness and a future filled with cancer for any survivors.
And then there is the societal collapse. With no food, no power, and no infrastructure, the systems we rely on would break down. Communities would be left to fend for themselves, grappling not just with starvation and sickness, but with profound trauma, anxiety, and the loss of everything they've ever known. You might think you could escape to somewhere remote, maybe in the southern hemisphere, but the models show no one is safe. While the cooling might be less severe there, a 35% reduction in sunlight would still be enough to cause widespread agricultural failure. There is no true refuge from a global catastrophe. The planet is a closed system. This isn't meant to be a horror story. It's a reality check, written in the language of physics and biology. The numbers are grim because they are meant as a warning. Understanding the consequences, understanding the math, isn't an academic exercise. It is a stark reminder that the stakes are simply too high. These scientific models don't just predict a future we should fear. They give us the knowledge we need to prevent it. Our actions today are the only variable that can change this equation to ensure that the question of how long you'd survive a nuclear winter remains purely hypothetical.